Hello. In this video, we will review the 7 market session trading finder indicator in NinjaTrader. Let's add the indicator to our chart. The TF session full market indicator is now added, and I will click OK. Here, it promptly asks me for a valid license, so I can carefully enter the required license details. And after the license has been successfully verified, the comprehensive indicator will then load completely for me. As you can clearly see, when I thoughtfully apply this powerful indicator to the comprehensive chart, it automatically and quite efficiently detects some of the crucial trading sessions for me. Here, we are presented with a very informative dashboard that meticulously shows us all the identified sessions, along with their precise and accurate timings, providing a complete overview. In this section, we have the next candle time, which shows us the countdown based on the time frame. It shows how much time is left until the next candle, as well as our current time frame. And here we can also see the time of the next session, which is actually New York. It calculates this for me at 1600 local time. And the sessions that are active, or the ones we are currently in, here it shows the on-off status. If there are 2 dots, meaning 2 rulers, it means this option is off and it won't be checked. All right, let's go into the menu and review this indicator. When we enter the menu, the first option that appears is Auto Detect Time Zone. This option automatically adjusts the different sessions for me based on the time zone I have and their respective hours. Here, this option activates the feature based on my time zone. If I were to set it specifically to Forex or stocks, their respective scheduling arrangements would indeed change significantly and would then be accurately displayed according to their precise local time zones. Our primary recommendation is to utilize this particular option. However, if you wish to actively work with other financial instruments, such as individual stocks, you can then carefully select and definitively confirm your preference, so it will be activated for you. You can see that in this way, it actually changes the times. I'll set this to auto detect and your time zone so the timing gets corrected again. The next item, or rather the next section, is the style section. This is for the regions that exist for the sessions, and I can actually adjust their transparency here. If I set the maximum to 20, it will become more prominent. And if I set it to lower values, like its default, which is 5, it will have less shading. Its transparency is actually very, very high. For example, if I were to set it to an absolute 0 value, it would become completely and utterly transparent, and you would then only be able to clearly see the outline lines. Well, we have carefully set this particular session border style to pane in the previously demonstrated mode. It shows us that it displays these surrounding regions as a solid line or as a dotted line, or none of these options are applied. By default, it's set to dotted or a dotted line. The next item is the bar timer. Here I activate this, and we can see that in this section, the bar timer is now enabled for us, and it shows us the time for the next candle. This option was available. We also have the boot option, but if someone wants to turn off their boot, they can. Only the next candle will be shown below. So if someone wants to have this logo here and use it, well, I'll turn this off as well. The next item is actually the UI font size for the dashboard. All these options here are related to the dashboard. If your screen resolution is higher than HD or full HD, these fonts might look small to you, and you might want to make the dashboard size larger. You have these options where you can actually set it to large or extra large. Or if your screen size is small and you want it to be smaller, you can select small from here. If you have a full HD screen, you can actually use the standard option, selecting the show time frame line option and actually the next station start. You can also do that from here. Activate or deactivate them so they will be removed from the dashboard. For us, by clicking on these items, you can do that. You can customize this section here. Well, in the next section, we can actually specify our session times here. set their color scheme, and run the timing menu. When you, for example, if I go to higher time frames, say from 60 to a higher one, my timings change because of the limitations that exist in NinjaTrader's timeframes. The session hours become a bit different, and it might show me different candles, which is somewhat different from what I expect. Here, it actually gives me a message that the timings of NinjaTrader and this indicator is actually not suitable and needs to be changed. To get rid of this message, I definitely need to turn this off and go to the session timing menu. I have to enter these myself based on the local time and the settings I want. I can set the Asia session time. Now, if I don't want to see the Asia session at all, I can deactivate it here. Or for example, if I don't want Frankfurt, I can come here and delete the Frankfurt option, and then the timing for that session doesn't matter anymore. Or I can delete London. Let's see, I click OK on these, and now my chart. This manual mode is actually for situations when we want to set the timing of our sessions entirely manually. If this is actually in 5-minute or 15-minute mode, if I want to use it manually here, this option is enabled and visible. We have the option to set the hours. Also, now let me turn on the chunks as well. So we have all the options available. Now, if we don't need any of these, for example, we can remove something like the chunks. From the session program here, we can click on it. When we click OK, it gets removed and it won't be shown as a sample for me. We can also change their color scheme from this section, and there are no other options. Now here as well, it shows the active sessions in the menu, so if you don't want any of them, you can check. Their states are also available here. I hope this video was useful for you. Wishing you success and profits. Goodbye.